between Yoruba and Hausa youth leave 3 persons dead in Osun State. A serious fight between some Yoruba and Hausa youth has led to the death of 3 persons in Osun. At least 3 persons have died after some Hausa youth and indigenes of Iyere village in Atakumosa West local government area of Osun State clashed on Monday. According to Punch, although the issue that led to the crisis was not unknown as of the time of filing this report, it was however learned that during the clash, market stalls mostly belonging to Hausa and Fulani traders were razed down. However, Osun State Police Command said only one life was lost in the crisis. A resident of Igila, an adjoining community to Iyere, Olaide Agbola, in a chat with our correspondent, said residents of Igila got wind of the clash in Iyere around midnight, where some people that escaped from the scene of the violence entered the village. Agbola said from the accounts they gave, a yet to be identified Fulani man and a Hausa man were fighting, and an indigene of Iyere town who owns a store nearby intervened to prevent the matter from escalating. Unfortunately, the peacemaker got killed and he was a Yoruba man. Some residents in reprisal killed 2 Hausa youth. That was the cause of the crisis, and it lasted all night. Roadside stores and markets were completely razed. Goods worth several millions of naira were lost at the crisis. Policemen and soldiers have arrived the town and everywhere is quiet now, Agbola said. Agila and Igila Oba Samuel Falaye told our correspondent that from the reports available to him, lives were lost while market stores were also destroyed in the clash. When contacted, the acting police public relations officer for Osun State Police Command, Mustapha Katan Yanjwe, explained that around 9:35 p.m. on Monday at Oshu, one Baguga, a non-Yoruba settler, allegedly stabbed 27-year-old Tope Kayode to death over a yet-to-be-established reason. This is really ridiculous, honestly, in my opinion. Everywhere there is clashes, there is whatever, there is crisis here and there. It's very, very unfortunate. How long are we going to stop all of this? Is fighting ourselves just because of little things. Everywhere is just agitated with all manner of violence. Everyone is angry. Everyone is hating. If we are to go by what we've heard from the account of one of the witnesses, one of the villagers, because as for the police, they said they are yet to know the cause of this problem. So, but if we were to go by what the witness said, somebody who just came there to intervene, to be a peacemaker, who acted as a peacemaker, got killed, and before you knew it, it escalated to something different. If somebody could have come to just say, okay, let me see what happened, let me just try to separate you guys, to settle you guys, and I'm sure maybe as a result, in my opinion, from my own thinking, I just believe it was a kind of mistake, because this one was hungry, this one was angry, the other person was angry, and by mistake, that is just the way I see it. It could have happened that way, because of course the people who were involved in the fight in the first place got to know who they were fighting. Who you were fighting. And if somebody had come, or maybe mistakenly felt the other one was trying to side the other person, or to be on the side of that person, but at least you would have known that, okay, this person is trying to say to you, but because of anger, because it has happened in many occasions that two people will be fighting, and you see somebody who is coming there to intervene, and the person who is coming to intervene will be the person that will get the heat at the end of the day. And that's why most times when you see people fighting, you see a lot of people, they'll just look and just move on. They'll just look and move on, or they'll just try to run away from that scene, because unfortunately they think you might be the victim at the end of the day, because of hunger, because of those who are really fighting. They might not even want to know anything. They just want to hit at anybody and all of that. It could be a mistake, though, just trying to throw something and to go and meet somebody who is innocent, and the two people or the people involved in the fight, everybody will just run away. So that's why people don't just tend to look when the fight or the environment is very, very intense. You see people running away, nobody will want to go near. Of course, this thing, it has escalated to from what I'm even thinking about, what could have brought that in. Because if two people could be fighting, between the two Hausa and Fulani man, if they could be fighting, but the reason why they were fighting, yet to be known by for now. But now the problem has escalated, from the two people fighting, but the person that was trying to act as a peacemaker got killed in the process, and then it escalated to something different, and now it's going to be a communal clash. And from that, because of that reprisal, the Yoruba people, according to what the person that was giving this report said, two Hausa people, got killed in the process, and before you know it, there's going to be a reprisal. But the genesis of the whole thing now, that is what the police really get to know until it gets to where it is at this stage. That's why we really need to be careful. Really need to be careful. This violence is just becoming something else. Everybody needs to be careful. Once you see that, anywhere you are, maybe people are fighting, you just have to run for your own safety, because you never can tell that the peacemaker will not be the victim at the end of the day, just as exactly what happened in this case. But what really caused the whole thing from the beginning, that is what police must do investigation on, and they will still come and tell the public what really happened. But as it is now, I think it has gone beyond that. It has gone to the extent of communal or intertribal fights, because the Yoruba people who felt that, oh, their people was killed, so they just had to reprise, go into reprisal, because they didn't even know what really happened, what actually happened. But somebody who was there, who was giving that account, telling us, okay, what really happened. Like I said, if we were to go by what that particular person said, that's what we are talking about, until the police will now find out what actually happened, before we now know, the truth of the whole matter. But as it is now, the important thing now is that, lives have been lost. According to the monarch of that community, lives are people's lives have gone for it. By the time you check at the whole thing, it could just be a little thing that they would have settled out. Little thing that they could have settled out, and it has involved lives of people. Everybody needs to be careful. Need to be careful. Just the way it is, just as the things are going in this country, everybody needs to be careful, because everybody is agitated already. Lots of people, there's hunger everywhere. We need to be careful. Someone says they are usually the ones to use knife first on others. These Hausa Fulani don't deserve mercy. Yoruba should treat them like the way they behave. They will go to another person's house, cause trouble. Hausa life with problem at all time. We Yoruba are, somebody is blaming themselves here. Say we Yoruba are idiotic by supporting Hausa Fulani in everything. Why can't we join hand with Igbo and collect power from them? Because they hate us, but we don't know. Yoruba are the ones that caused their calamity. We did try this in Benin. Good, do good for your own good. That's what somebody is saying now. Somebody say, okay, let them continue. But just like I said now, a lot of ethnic correlation, will start setting in, which people will be talking about, until we hear from the police, because they will do thorough investigation. But the account of somebody who really gave, who testified to what actually happened, said, the two Fulani people were really were really fighting, and the peacemaker, who is a Yoruba person, got killed in the process. So as a result of this now, the whole town is quiet. People who did not know what happened, or people who did not even know what happened at that time, now, because those ones are supposed to go for their business, but they can't do anything meaningful. Everyone has to close down their stores and their businesses around that place, because if you go there, only God knows what will happen, since there's a kind of reprisal now. Everybody, everything around that place is on standstill until the police get everything resolved. People who are supposed to go for their business, they never plan for it. They just have to stay back at home. That is what violence can really cause. It will disturb and destroy a lot of things. We are even talking of people who lost their lives. Now, people who are supposed to go for their daily bread, they can't even go, just because of this singular act. it has destroyed everything. It has, made everyone, go into hiding. Because if you cannot come out and open your shop, you are just watching so that there will not be any kind of reprisal, so that you'll not be a victim at the end of the day. So guys, let's hear what you think about this whole thing. Leave your comments below and let's learn from you. Thank you very much. Bye.